What's going on, guys? Mano right here. Welcome to today's video. And in this segment of the channel, we're going to be talking about trading high impact news. We've been dropping series of videos on trading high impact news and making the most out of it. In today's video, I want to talk about NFP. NFP is going to be released in a few hours, and we want to take our time out and size up the market. Want to analyze, position ourselves nicely, and make the most out of it before the news release. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, turn your notification so that you'll be in a loop of updates when we drop bangers like this. And let's get down to the video. All right, so we're going to start off our analysis with DXY. DXY is simply your dollar index, and this is like a basket of currency weighed against other currencies like your euro, your PHF, and many other currency pairs. However, I'm going to do a separate video dedicated to DXY. I'm going to explain how you can use it as an indicator while analyzing the market. It's really a very helpful tool that will help you position yourself in yourself around dollar related pairs. Right, so here on my screen I'm looking at the dollar index, DXY. You have my watch list for currencies here. I basically will run through all of this, and I will more focus or emphasis on pairs which are dollar based like this, and these pairs are in here. I want to take a look at why, because we're looking at unemployment change. Unemployment change basically is going to weigh the difference in the individual of people employed within the US the previous month versus what we have for this month. Okay, so but before we get into all of the technicals and the chart work here, I want to take our time to look at Forex Factory. Right, so Forex Factory is our go-to tool. It helps us be on the know. We use this to check on high impact news and all of the things that are happening within the forex space. So this is Friday, and 1:30 p.m. is when we're going to start having the most in the market, most action. So if you look at this, we'll have card news as well as USD news. Usually they do come out at the same time, but our focus will be on USD news. So if we look on this side of our chart here, if we click on this folder icon, and if you look at this here within this area, you get to see forecast or the previous data for this particular news. You see the forecast and look at the actual figure as well. Now if we size up what we have previously here, for the month of May we had 315k as a number of persons employed. However, the forecast was 238. That's to tell you that there is a weakness in the dollar here, and it came out even below the forecasted figure. But if you look at this closely, the key takeaway here is if you compare this from this here, there is a huge margin for difference here. That's to tell you that there's actual like a drop in the number of people employed. Now, one other interesting thing to look at here is the visual effect here. It says actual return on forecast is good for currency, and it measures the change in the number of employed people during the previous months, excluding the farming industry. Now, fast forward, if we're looking at the current month now, we're talking about the month of June. For this month, we have the previous forecast as 175k. That's the previous number of employed people, and they're forecasting 182k. So that's a hint that okay, the figures is hinting towards like an increment or an increase in the strength of the dollar. So we're going to keep our eye around this area where the figures will be dropped around 1:30 p.m. The figures will be telling us okay, if this outcome is above 182k, if it comes out above 182k, dollar is going to be insanely strong. If it comes out below 182k, of course dollar is going to drop, it's going to sell off. So let's move over to trading view and take a look at what we have on the technical side. So if we look at this now, if we zoom in, this is the daily chart. Now on the daily chart for the dollar index, we are currently having DXY trading around this level here, and if you look at this closely, this has been a significant level holding price for quite some time now. We use black here. So yeah, these these are the major touch points where we have price reacting in the past here, this level here. So what we want to do now is we want to scale down to lower time frames and take a look at what the lower time frames is saying around this region. So for context wise, this could be our turning point with what we've seen from Forest Factory. If the figures comes out positive, we're going to be seeing buys to the upside. If it comes out negative, of course, the XY is going to trade below and going to trade around 102,500 level. So for the meantime, we are trapped within this, you know, this level here. This is where the bone of contention is. So when we drop down to the 4 hour chart, now on the 4 hour chart we can clearly see that price is currently consolidating within this area. Now we can see the consolidation here. Now this level here is where we're going to be laying more emphasis on. This will be our nearest structural high, and of course the nearest structural low is the one we have to the downside. So we want to see price create enough volume here for us to trade either to the upside or trade to the downside. But with what we're seeing from Forex Factory, we'll be expecting a strength in the dollar. So we'll be looking out for a bounce off from this region here. So London market open, we might see less volatility within the market. Is very common. London market could be open and the market will just be slow, giving us choppy price movement ahead of New York market. 130, 120 ish, you start seeing momentum kicking in, and this is where we want to see those huge buys kicking in and coming into the market. So as for the correlated pairs to the dollar, we're going to be looking at Euro USD, gold, and also GBP USD. So let's take a look at Euro USD. So Euro USD has a very good correlation with the dollar index. We want to take a look at this and see what's going on. So Euro USD, if we start off from the daily time frame, on the daily time frame, we have price trading around this level here, which is 10.9 level. This is where price is currently holding up from chart. On the 4 hour time frame, we have here as our current support level where price is bouncing off from. You can see that we've broken out from this level, we've retested, and we are building that momentum to go higher. So keep your eye peeled for Euro USD. We'll be looking at for potential buys on Euro USD. So let's take a look at gold. Let's take a look at the commodity side of things. So looking at gold now, gold is also lining up nicely. Gold has been creating new highs and new all-time highs. If we look at this now, this has been our structural low for gold. This level has been holding gold up from going lower for quite some time now, and the next major level is what we have right about here. This is like our structural high. This is like our structural high for gold. So looking at this now, we have dropped, we have traded all the way down, we've created that volume. You can see that gold is picking up slowly to the upside. So we want to get on buys, we want to position ourselves for buy side for gold. Now if we drop down to the 4 hour chart, clearly we can see that gold has broken out from this level here. This has been where we've been ranging for quite some time now on gold. We've had this drop, we pull back, we drop, we pull back, we drop, and we've broken out now. So tomorrow we want to scale down to the 1 hour time frame and even possibly lower time frames to get on those buys now. So what we want to look out for is some pullback. Maybe we can retest this level, then we start looking for those buy position on gold. Now, the last thing we want to take a look at now is GBP USD. So GBP USD is also closely related to to DXY and to dollar. Why? Because the common denominator here is dollar. So if you look at GBP USD, this has been the structural playout. We are closely trading towards this high, and an NFP could be that catalyst that will push price higher. We could blow up that high and buy all the way to this key level just above here. Now, if we drop down to the hourly chart, for me, I would prefer, putting my focus and my risk on gold and Euro USD. That's where I want to keep a close eye on. Why? Because of the price action, the build up we're having on Euro USD and gold is far much better than what we have here on GBP USD. However, if you look at GBP USD, we've had this leg to the upside. You can see the volume is being created, and we want to trade above, want to look for those buy positions to the upside. So when it comes to execution now, I will want to hold up and get on my charts when it's 125 ish, 127 latest. Why? Because around this time, the spreads are still relatively fair enough before we start getting that widening in the spread, and maybe all those slippage could happen. So I really want to be inside of the trade before then. You want to risk how much you're comfortable with losing. Why? Because you're trading in high impact news, which there could be spikes, there could be gaps, it could be a lot of things that could play out. So you want to mitigate your risk, and you want to take this risk on an account you know that you can stomach, not really afford to lose if you're trading a proper account. However, we're going to be dropping signal on the Telegram community. If you're not subscribed to us, a link to the Telegram community will be in the description. And do very well to take your time and position yourself for this trade ahead of NFP release. Until next time, guys, keep it simple. Cheers.